Greetings. Greetings on this Friday night. 15 minutes of Friday night left. So you're here to expand your consciousness. The background is still in the background. I have this little gaping hole here. I have to do something with that one day. Or never. We'll see. Put a picture of one of the cats there. So put a bunch of Instagram pictures of the cats in the corner there. Cat shrine. I already have a cat shrine already. I think I have enough for that. I have to come up with something else. So greetings, salutations. So it's UFO disclosure stream. I don't know, I just felt like putting that there. Pentagon UFO rapid response team. If you look that up, I guess it's just a bunch of whitewashing. And also Mars healing, because Mars has a lot of not exactly the most positive energy on the Earth today. Some of you might have noticed. So there's a lot of, we have been invaded by Mars in the past, not to dampen the future, but when you think about a toxic planet, not just ours, but another world, Mars does come to mind. So, yeah. Also, slowly, I'm trying to figure out how to do this. So I'm working on a call-in radio show. I'm trying to figure out the technology of it, how to go about it, where people can call in. I wanted to also be live here and do it, but I don't know. I haven't found anything to work yet. So I'm working with what I got. So I'm going to have one of my recordings posted sometime tonight, maybe 5 o'clock in the morning, of one of the recordings I did of this new venture that I've already talked about that hasn't been fully explained, I can say. So I'm going to do interviews with people here and there whenever I got time. So this is the new venture of the radio show for people to call in is to have anybody as bizarre, anything, UFO people, whatever, anything. It can be not bizarre, it can be normal, it can be not normal, whatever it is. Keep life interesting. So that's the plan. That's the plan, is to have nighttime radio broadcasts of bizarre is what we're working on. So that's the plan, and execution is not so great at this time. Yeah, execution kind of sucks, but we're on there. We're working on it. So, there is avatar.com. We have private sessions. Yeah, the scheduler. We have the shop here. I'm on the 24th. Same situation here. Yes. Webinar. Social network. Behind the scenes. Facebook, for some reason, I forgot to close that out. That's where I got the art for this thing. Oh, that wasn't Facebook. That was us anyway. All right, this is the paranormal talk show site. I also have my radio broadcast here, the one I did recently, but we posted it tonight. So this is what's coming until I can figure out a better method of my madness. So yeah, we'll see where things go. All right, so for UFO stream, good. It's hard to say where it's going to come from. That. I guess my Facebook stream got cut off yesterday because of what happened yesterday. So, all right, we'll just do the best we can on UFO connections. We'll just kind of leave it open. And if you want to talk to what's really out there, of course, there's insectoid beings and, humans, one aspect of, is, I mean, you have creatures of all kinds and insectoid beings. There's you got larvae. Jeez. Anyway, mountain people, mountain beings. Anyway, it's a little bit, we're humans, so it's only so much we can handle here. I want to add this though. If you want, if you feel like you're ready to evolve, you have all, I wouldn't say all the answers, nobody ever does, but few people feel like they're ready, right? Are you ready for astral? Are you ready for the true astral? There's all these different types of astral experiences. Well, if you had a lifetime in your past as like a piece of gum or a chair, shoelaces, shoes. Some people are obsessed with shoes. How do you know they weren't shoes in their past life? Like part of a shoe collective. I know it's not for everybody, but or a plane. You're big on planes, but maybe you were a plane in another lifetime. I mean, you don't hear that being talked about very often. You don't wonder why. They call you bizarre, but yeah. Anyway, yeah. So okay, all right. We're going to connections of the unknown. So okay, so we're going to do this UFO connection. We're just going to tap into what's here. We did Sasquatch yesterday. Today is somebody else. Okay, all right, blessings. Here we go. Greetings. We are the consciousness of the fly. We are insectoid energies. We connect DNA and the higher astral. There are spiritual insect beings. Basically, it's just energy in the higher astrals, the higher planes, needed to create a form for them to be physical. And one of those forms was the insectoid being. Be able to fly and be able to have some kind of arms, ligaments to connect, to make electricity, to open up portals, to, yes, have an eye to see everything. So Insectoid Frequency is not the first being to be created, but one of the earliest inceptions of creation. It is for you to decipher what you want to believe in, of course, as you are human. But the human has been, as you know, affected by insectoid races, especially with disease. Of course, they come here for low vibration reasons. They do slowly look at it this way. Why the world slows down the way it does. It's like slowing down your reality to see what's happening around you. It's like humanity has all these lessons, but they don't always see them. So life stops so you can see it. It might slow down to nothing until you finally figure out what you're there to figure out. Obviously, this is different for everyone. And no one's going to there to tell you what it is because they can't. No one's allowed to. Spirit beings are not allowed. Spirit beings see it, but they can't say anything. So you wonder why your life isn't going where you want it to. What is it that you're not seeing? And yes, you can ask that question a million times, but just keep on living. Eventually, you'll figure it out. They can't just answer it for you just like that. That's not what you came here for. You can do that in the higher astrals, of course, but when you're here, it's you ask not to know. Yeah, it's one of the hardest incarnations here. So don't feel like you're going about it the wrong way. You're going in the wrong direction. You're going the way you need to go. Obviously, others in the lower frequencies will say you're wasting your life and all that, but you still have a will to go some direction. You're still doing something with your life. You're still going, for the most part, many of you are doing everything you can. Now, there are others that do waste their time. I don't do anything with themselves. But they also get removed from the planet also. So don't feel like that's, yeah, when you truly just stop living, I mean, literally shut it down. Not that we're promoting that, but others have done it. So it's not always going to make it so, yes, those that get pulled into drug use is one of the reasons. So, yeah, you get obsessed with drugs. It's just, now some are here to experience a drug life, but not everybody. Some get pulled into it. It's a long story there. So, as insect frequencies, we see much of reality as it's being put together. So us connecting to you, yes, we're not exactly the beings that many of you are connecting to. We're not the first beings for you to, alien life is not a big bug being. I don't believe that's on your agenda or in your imagination. But for alien disclosure to occur, an open mind would help. Because a lot of insectoid beings are positive here. It just, not everyone accepts that vibration. Because of their looks, there is alien discrimination. That humans and bugs don't get along, obviously, when you're here, but also bug beings are there to get your attention. Some of them are agents, yes, and by reptilian beings. A lot of bug beings help create the reptilian races. Now, for what reason is the idea is to create? It's not there to rampage worlds or take over anyone. The idea isn't to invent. It's to be part of any type of creation. It's never the intention to take over anything. The idea is to say, wow, this is something new. Where else can it go? Just like a mother giving birth to a child, it's like, you're not here to create a menace to society. And sometimes that being turns into that, but that's not always the case. So, but of course, reptilian beings are here to shake things up, as you have heard. Insectoid beings are here to put reality together. We're not necessarily archon beings, but are a lot of archon beings that do appear as insectoids. As you know, your bug race, you look it up. What is the point of having, insect beings? We're very connected to the earth. Look at the bees, the butterflies, so it keeps life going on. But it's not just here, it's in the universe, it's in even the higher and astrals to get beings to want to incarnate, to keep life going. Incarnation keeps the spirit world going. It gives you something to do. It doesn't mean you don't have anything to do in spirits, but it gives you a challenge. Obviously, you have many challenges here. Other realities aren't so keen to that. Yes, they do take vacations. They need it. But a world like this, it can be made easier. It can be made not so bad. It's just finding the answers, the ways of doing it, is how to make it, which many of you are here for. How can I make the world a better place? And you're doing that just by being here. You're doing it with your actions also. It's not always going to show itself. Why would it do a thing like that? I can't show you what you're doing. This, as long as you know you're doing the right thing. Of course, there's a lot of people here that are doing the wrong thing that feel they're doing the right thing, but that's kind of the idea, isn't it? Yes, there's a lot of negative energies here that feel like they're doing the right thing, and they have more progress than those that have a more positive frequency. Yes, a lot of malevolent beings that feel they're doing the positive, as you have seen, and many more to follow. More. That's going to be a difficult one for many to. Their awakening is to see how many malevolent beings think they are good here. It hasn't been fully seen here. It's experienced, but it's not unraveled completely. You see that with the religions. There's a lot of good in religions, a lot of good in everything, but there, of course, the malevolent energy is usually more stronger because it feeds off the lower astral plane, of course. Well, it helped create the physical. Without going into too much detail on that. But it says insectoid frequencies. You can say we can practically see everything. Like if you're an alien being, a Palladian being, and you see insectoid races on a planet like yours, you can contact us, telepathically. Usually it's an alien, insect race. And if we're all friends, we can give you of the aliens our point of view. You can even see through our lens, our viewpoints, see what's happening on the planet. It's like tuning into a television station and seeing from our point of view. It's quite exhilarating. Not that we're spying on everyone, it's just we keep an eye on the earth, let's put it that way. And there's just so many of us here. And there's our bug people, of course. There's bug wars. A lot of it did come from Orion. A lot of the Orions did a lot of experiments with bug people. Doesn't mean you have to like bugs altogether. There are good ones, though, of course. Of course, the ones that they creep into your house and all that, obviously. Well, some of them feel like that's their house now. And sometimes they rule and get away with it until you do something. Yes, and also bug creatures on your world do create portals that cause more havoc, lower vibrations, as you can see. So, yes, it's difficult without going into too much detail then. Brings to you. We are the consciousness of the Pentagon. As you can see, we don't really trust humanity too much. Well, we don't even trust ourselves half the time. Why should we? There's so much corruption within the government. There's other governments controlling your current government. The UFO frequency, just the word UFO being mentioned publicly, yes, is a psyop, but it also shows agendas to come. It might be 5 to 10 years for agenda for the UFO. They have not quite figured out how to use the UFO agenda properly, where it becomes part of your society. Because once they do it, there's no going back. Once they implant the UFO energies, which is you are coming to that timeline of different perspectives of it. There's good, there's bad, there's everything. It's just when your government is going to reveal it, they're going to reveal it obviously with a catch, as they're doing now, but also they downplay it. But they're testing things out to see how people react with it, as you can see. They don't want to reveal too much about it, but once they unlock it, it's going to be hard to put a lid on it. So, as you go into this new awakening, many of you see why many of you incarnated here is to heal the UFO vibrations, obviously to make it easier for UFO beings to connect, or alien beings to connect to your Earth easier, for any type of alien frequency to connect to society, in a physical way, or just for you all to connect more to each other, to trust each other. Not all are trusting each other for obvious reasons. You're, yes, in the early stages as the UFO energies can begin to blossom. It just hasn't advanced itself just yet. Well, you can say UFO, you can call it a movement, hasn't really found its leader just yet, or who wants to be a leader of it for that matter. Obviously, you have several that are in a place, but there are some here to truly, break the barrier of UFO disclosure, crack it open. Obviously, JFK was one to do so to a certain degree. It hasn't been mentioned publicly with the UFO files that he wanted to say, which he would have been one of them. Even Trump to a certain extent. But there will be a pioneer in it. It just has not made itself known. For contract reasons, we'll just leave you with that. beings to you. We are the consciousness of Venus and Pluto and Mars. We're healing the Martian vibrations within you. You realize also a chakra of yours can be connected to a planet, meaning you can have a Martian chakra. And you see it here, those are very reptilian-like. Some are very aggressive. You also have a Venus chakra system, a Venusian connection, but also a Lemurian frequency. Lemurians and Venusian beings are very alike. Of course, Venus beings are similar to humans, where we are connected to several different types of DNA. Not as broad as yours is, but Venus beings are known to have different connections, such as have a connection to your deer. On your planet, their deer, we'll call it deer people. Some people do look like deer. Usually they're at the weight of a deer. And so they're a little bit skinnier, but they have that. They usually live out in the country normally, and usually some kind of deer collected that's near them nearby. It's moving the frequencies. Deer, you see deer that are in groups. It's kind of similar to like fish. They're moving the frequencies around. And deer that do die they know what they're doing. Not that they're trying to hurt themselves. It's just they're shifting the vibration. They have a strong connection to human. It gets the human's attention for sure. Deer can be terrifying out in the woods. Yes, it's not the easiest vibration. Deer can also consume areas and make things difficult. So it gives you an idea of how the alien worlds act without going into too much detail of it. Well, just the human, as you can see, is advancing itself to more of a less war, because with the Martian vibrations, the Martian timelines are clearing, as many of you are here to cut those timelines out. Not the easiest ones to clear out, of course. You say the Martian invasion is keeping humanity from going into space, because they know that's the end game for the Martian manipulation here. Not totally the end of it, but when you start going into space, yes, the world doesn't have to, it's not, the old timelines no longer work. I mean, the old programming doesn't work either. You become more galactic. I mean, everyone's going to become metaphysical, but the metaphysics does increase with many. But so many humans are still going to be physically bound. They're going to hold on to third dimensional belief systems no matter what. But that's why many of you are here to heal those energies. So when humans do go into space, they have on a spaceship, you'll be the healer of that group. Similar to like a Spock on or a guidance counselor on your Star Trek. Deanna Troi, similar to that. She is a healer. Not perfect. She has her flaws like anybody else. But yes, you need you have your physical humans, but you also have your healer of the group. And that's what's happening here. So many of you do see the higher dimensions, and yes, it's coming in. But might not, it's coming in different ways. Many of you do come from a world of higher frequency vibrations all around. And you're remembering those planets and you're bringing that vibration here. It's healing this Earth's timeline. You're healing also the military, for the military to stand down, but not completely. It still is needed currently. Yes, humans are still holding on to the old Earth, as you can see. Well, some feel like the aliens are going to land and heal everyone, but basically you're advancing yourselves to heal the Earth itself. Many are having difficulties accepting that task. They're not quite ready for that energy field. But those of you are, yes, when you tap into more of your healing abilities, more of that, you'll see more of advancement on so many different levels. But the third dimension becomes more like a healing dimension. Yes, some may want to connect to the aliens and have them save everything, but you are becoming Earth saviors. Not the easiest position either. You're becoming the Earth's counselors also, becoming more spiritually aware. And eventually, the alien groups here, the channeling groups, spiritual groups will understand more of that. So some of you are advancing your frequencies as we continue to advance those frequencies, where the Earth becomes a different place. the air in the sky will definitely shift. It's shifting your energy now. So yes, maybe want a fast response, but everything does take time. Yes, the waters eventually will change color, eventually to more higher frequency. Just little things around begin to change. The forests will become less negative. So you just bring in just a new energy in all kinds of layers. So, all right, so about 16.